The shocking truth is, we exist in a world that is not safe for women and girls. It's so subtle that most men don't even see we are all complicit in creating a culture which leads to violence. This violence is just a symptom of a much deeper systemic issue, and whether we admit it or not, we are all part of the problem. It starts as a young boy learning the stereotypical man uses violence to solve problems.
We have got to show our sons a new definition of manhood. A male hero's job is to defeat the villain with violence and then collect a reward, which is a woman who has no friends and doesn't speak. Are we soaking up that story? Is girl power going to protect them if at the same time, actively or passively, we are training our sons to maintain their boy power?
The predominant male archetypes that we see in film and television are the strong, silent guy who is always in control and is not emotional, engaging in high levels of violence in order to maintain that control, in order to achieve whatever goal he has in front of him.
Boys are learning that I have to repress these emotions, otherwise I will be seen as weak. I have repressed my emotions for my whole life. And what I found was that I was becoming not safe to be around. And that was causing me to want to sexualize women and dominate women.
I, as a woman, go into any environment, I have to assume the worst. And when I walk into any environment that is male-dominated, I entertain, in the back of my mind at least, that like, okay, this person, this man could potentially overpower me, could potentially do anything, a number of things to me.
Reinforcing the stereotype of women's worth in sexuality definitely perpetuates violence against women by taking away their power of being anything but there to fulfill the needs of men.
Men dominate almost every industry, religious institution and elected office. Women are being underrepresented in positions of power and undervalued. Studies show dehumanizing women and treating them as sexual objects leads to violence.
I think the problem of violence and aggression against women actually begins in the way that we teach men what it means to be a man. It's been said that the root of all violence is shame. We shame our boys for having feelings.
From such a young age, boys and girls are divided in terms of the activities, the content that they watch, the clothes that they wear, and the toys that they're given. And that breeds a stark difference in character development.
More than ever, our culture is degrading women through what we see on TV, what we see on the internet, the way that we choose to objectify women rather than seeing them as the beautiful, loving, nurturing beings that they are.
When I was growing up, it was all about being the hero. The man is tough and not vulnerable. But I think now the conversation is shifting a little more and guys are able to be more vulnerable and are opening up more about their own struggles and insecurities. And when you allow men to express their vulnerabilities, when you allow men to be human, you help them with their own empathy.
We obviously live in a world where men are supposed to come out on top and are supposed to be superior to women. There's definitely a level of respect that some men lack for women, and I think that's what needs to be taught, that everyone's human.
This is a pivotal time for the human race. If you are making stories and creating content, you have a role to play in helping our civilization navigate a transition that we may never have made before.
How we behave as society is massively dictated by what we watch and consume. As a storyteller, I feel it's my responsibility to create a better future.
We've got to move past those things, but we can't imagine a world beyond them unless we see stories that show us the extraordinary future that awaits in a world in which we say there are no hierarchies. We are not going to rank genders. We are not going to rank races. We need stories that show us why that is a better world.
I believe that as men, we can prevent a further spread of violence by being a little bit more empathetic toward what women go through and having open dialogue and conversations with women, but also with men.
In order to be part of the solution for this, men need to dismantle the belief systems that emotions equal weakness, and being self-aware enough that we aren't perpetuating the domination of women, aggression against women, violence against women.
In a world where there's that true safety and equality, I would be a lot more bold. I would stand up for my ideas with greater force and integrity.
The biggest thing men can do is be incredibly vocal, not letting friends get away with things, checking friends.
Without male-imposed barriers, I would feel equal, I would feel safe, and I would be able to thrive.
Men need to use their voices to lift up the women around them. So lift up your sisters, your mothers, your aunts. Just be that person that encourages them and pushes them and helps them to see the greatness that exists within them.
We would like to invite influencers and content creators to join us in rewriting narratives and creating stories that evoke equality and empathy. To get involved, follow the Social Good Club, where we'll be releasing a playbook at the end of the month to dive even deeper into this worldwide issue. Share this video with your favourite influencer and ask them to join us on this journey as we launch our campaign with the European Union and the United Nations Spotlight Initiative to create content that shapes a culture where women and girls can not only survive, but truly thrive.